Linda Israel here, and I'm going to try something that I haven't done in a while, which is to make a greeting card in 10 minutes or less. I have a couple of Brutus Monroe stamp sets here. I have From Paris with Love and Terry's Trains. I've already pulled off the stamps that I want to use and attached them to the acrylic blocks. In my stash, I had some papers that were already cut. This will be my card topper, if you will. I've already got an A2 size greeting card ready to go. These are going to be the pieces that I stamp on today. And I've got some other supplies laying out here. I've got my phone set up with a 10-minute timer. And I think I have pretty much everything laid out here ready to go. So we're going to hit this timer and get started. So the first thing that I've got here is I've got a couple of the buildings and the bicycle from the Paris set. I'm just going to ink it up with the Brutus Monroe detail ink. This is going to be a background, so I'm not going to really worry too much if I don't get a very good impression. I'm just wanting to stamp this a couple of times just to give a background. So that's been stamped a couple of times. I'm going to set my block aside. I've already slightly figured out how I wanted the Eiffel Tower, and I have the Paris and little hearts and a little swirly type design, little flourish. I think I've got that pretty much how I want it designed out. What I like about the acrylic stamps is that you can get that all designed, and if you position it on your MISTI or stamp positioner or an acrylic block, you can get it all laid out at one time. And then I have a scrap piece of paper and then the bicycle from Terry's Trains. The reason why I chose that bicycle was because I have a die that I can then die cut that little bicycle. So I'm going to die cut that using my Vagabond. I've got it right here set up, so I'm getting my plates all ready. I've got a piece of washi tape, and I'm going to lay the die on here and die cut this. It's kind of handy to have a die cutting machine nearby. Just pop out that image. I've got some detail distress inks. That's what I've got here. I've got the vintage photo, and I'm going to go around the edge of the ivory piece, but I want it to kind of resemble a tag at the top. So I'm going to open up my crocodile and just give it some rounded edges, and then go around the edge with this vintage photo. As Marie says, just keep blending to get the effect that you want. She says that the more ink that you put on your blending tool, the easier it becomes to blend. So you can see mine's got a lot of blend. I've got the picked raspberry, and I just want a little bit of pink to put over the hearts and the word Paris. I'm going to go around the bicycle with the vintage photo. So those two are done, and then I'm going to go around the edges of the craft paper. Now, I like to go through my stash and see if I can find things that will make a neat card. You know, it could be that I have a whole stack of this craft paper because I was making cards for a birthday party or somebody's wedding, or, you know, something like that. I made a whole bunch of cards, believe it or not, when my mother remarried at 70 years old. I had a bunch of scraps left over from when she got married, so I've been using some of those pieces. Then I had another friend that when they got married, they had a whole bunch of purple scraps, so I've been using those. I'm going to put these in my spray box. I've got some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, and I want to spritz these just a little bit with Vintage Pink. So I'm shaking this side to side. I'm just going to mist that a little bit. Oh, good. It gave me some nice splatters, too. I like that. Sometimes I have to take the nozzle off and manually do splatters, but that gave it to me all on its own. I've got some Aleene's tacky glue, and I'm going to start assembling my card by layering it up. The black piece is cut just shy of 4 1/4 and 5 1/2, which is about the size of an A2 greeting card. I don't know what size this craft was. It was just in my stash. I think if I put it like that. And then I think I want the tag to be popped up just a little bit. Ah, it's eating up my time. I forgot to get these out. I got some pop dots here. And sometimes if you can't get those backers off, I use a tool. I'm using a little awl that I had in my stash. I've got less than 3 minutes. I have 2 pieces of organza type ribbon, and what I'm going to do is wrap it around my fingers a couple of times, and then I snip it. I hold it with my other hand, and then I pick up, sometimes I pre-cut it if I'm smart, and I wrap this around, and then I'll tie a knot, and this will become a real fluffy, messy bow. Alright, I'm running out of time. Okay, so let's get my bicycle on here with the pop dot. Like so. I may need to put a different adhesive on there. Ah, I lost what I was going to use. And I have these little pearls that, if I don't run out of time, I thought they might look good in these corners. I only have a few left in my stash. I'm going to have to use something else for my bow, and I'm running out of time. Alright, we're going to pretend that I have the glue, the perfect glue, underneath my bow. But there is my finished card, and I have 10 seconds left. So, I did it in 10 minutes, was able to make this card. I'll put some more glue underneath there and get it adhered down, but it can be done in 10 minutes if you have the right glue. I just didn't have the right glue handy. Probably use a glue dot. I've got some somewhere, but I thought I had it handy, but apparently I didn't have it where I could get to it at the moment. I hope you enjoyed seeing me rush about trying to get a card made in 10 minutes or less. I used the Brutus Monroe From Paris with Love and Terry's Trains in order to get the bicycle with the die cut. I use the Tim Holtz Distress Ink Vintage Photo and Picked Raspberry, some Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist in Vintage Pink, some ribbon that I had on hand, and looks like some Recollections bling. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you also leave a comment below and share it with your friends so others can find it. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I love hearing from all of the viewers, so please feel free to leave me a message below, ask questions, tell me what you're working on at the moment, how'd you find out about me, that kind of thing. Love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to know more about the items that I used today, check the description box below for the blog link, and have a fabulous day. Thanks for watching. Bye.